Hello everyone, Tim Anderson here, aka Runfail. Welcome to the latest in the miniature painting streams. We didn't do one last week because I was really sick with getting over COVID. This week I'm still under the weather, but I'm back. We're gonna try to finish this guy up today. If we remember him from last week, this is a skeletal mage. I don't have focus on right now on the camera, so you probably can't see him that well. Let me see if I turn focus on. Out of curiosity, I don't normally use focus, but let's just see what happens. If I use the focus, is it going to autofocus? No, it's not. So, um, sorry, I'm playing with the focus controls. It's not going to do what I want to. Anyway, this guy, today we're just doing touch up and because we got a whole bunch of whole new stuff today. So obviously I got a whole new set of new brushes, whole set of new paints. We got like 45 paints the other day. If you noticed during the prep for the show, I was getting all these paints collected, and Chris let me have her paint tray to use so that I'm not just constantly doing it on the paper, which I don't have a problem with, but she wanted me to use this, so I graciously accepted. And today the intent is that we're going to be finishing up this guy. I think we can finish him up. The cloak is pretty much good to go. Let me get some more light going on. That's pretty good, the cloak, to be honest with you. Sorry, I've pulled it down here so that I can see a little bit better with the light. And I'll be painting down in here. Let me reset the... need to readjust the lighting here. Give me a moment. Something like that. I need to reset this for everybody so that it's not all bright with the exposure. All right, that should be a little bit better. So we're going to be coming in here with this guy. Cloak is pretty good. I'm happy with the cloak, but we need to go ahead and redo the bone because I don't want it to be so white. So we've got a cream here that might be a little too creamy, so I'm going to mix that with some white and see if we can't get something that's a little closer to the bone color that I want. And then we're going to do the bone, and then after that we're going to go ahead and start finishing up the tiny little details and touching up everything and getting this ready for finalization, at which point he'll go into screenshot mode. So without further ado, let me get in here, and I want to mix some of this cream with the white. And I don't need a lot because this guy is, there's not a lot on his body. Poke that bubble down. Go ahead and get my napkins ready. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of white in here. Go ahead and mix that down the way I want it. This is when I would actually could use a what do you call it? A spatula for mixing. But it's all good. This is gonna get me what I'm looking for. It's not bad. All right, let's go ahead and close that off. Put that over there. And I'm not sure which brush I want to use today. Probably this small one right here, because we're dealing with some Get in here, make sure I've got this mixed the way I want. That looks pretty good. All right. Go ahead and give him the hand covered. That's definitely more of the bone color that I was going for. That's perfect. Get the back side of his hand painted. Got a little bit of that wrist. We'll have to redo the edge of the cloak there, but I'm thinking this is pretty good. Okay. I like that. That coloring is really good. Okay. I mixed way too much paint. It's all good. This is the tricky bit. That's looking pretty good. Okay. By the way, I feel like I ought to move the camera just a little bit because you're still not getting. You're gonna see some of my paunch here. Yay! But because I'm often painting a little bit further back, I want you guys to be able to see everything. All right. Done with that. Now we gotta try to get in here and get the legs a little bit better, which was the tough part the other day. I definitely have to touch up on the black in there once we get in here and start worrying about the touch up. Gotta turn this around a little bit so that I can get in here. Okay. That's looking pretty good. All right, now we need to do his chest. Excuse me. And the face. Okay. I think that's pretty good for the bone. Now, let's go ahead and get that brush cleaned off. And let's go into the next phase. Which probably needs to be, I want to do something with this amulet. Now I've got this um, this green for the belt buckle, but I've got this purple that I want to try to, I don't know why I put this bright red up here. That'll be for something else. But I want to do something funky with the purple here. And we're probably not going to actually put any of this in the palette here. We're just going to dip into the lid and do a very light like so. That looks pretty good. Okay, now we've got gray somewhere here. I need to get the gray. We're going to be doing this around the buckle and the like. We got to this is the tricky part because we got an amulet here. I just want to barely touch the edges here. Actually, I think it's kind of good around the other edges. If I can get a little bit, here we go, a little bit in the top there. We definitely need to do the buckle a little bit more. The buckle's kind of good, so make sure I get these closed. I don't want to dry these out. There we go. This green is what I want to do next. Hang on, I got message being sent to me on. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, back to the stream we go. What was I doing? Oh, I was doing the green. Excuse me, hiccups. Just a little bit of touch up. On that green belt buckle. That looks nice. And I know why I brought the red. I forgot about this. I know why I brought that red, because I want to put a ruby. As long as I don't fuck it up, I'm going to try to put a ruby in the middle of this pendant on his neck piece. But that's going to be an extremely, extremely delicate matter. I don't know if I can pull it off. I don't have that steady of hands, so we're just going to get a tiny little dot of red and hopefully get it right there in the middle. All right, I need to hold my breath. I can't breathe when I do this, and I need to steady my hand. Look at that. Oh, that's perfect. You probably can't see it that well, but I got it. Don't worry, we'll be taking high-res photos of these later on. Um, I kind of want to put, well, I'll determine that later. By the way, I'm just using like normal acrylic oil paints. Like I don't have special miniature paints or anything like that. You can totally just paint these with regular acrylic oil, which is what I'm doing. All right, I'm just looking at the belt here to see if I need to touch up the belt, but I think, honestly, I think the belt's pretty good. What I do need to touch up though is the black on the inside of everything. So this will be touchy part here. Which one's the black? Negro intenso. All right. Let's go ahead and work on. Got a little bit there we gotta touch up. Got a little bit in here. Sorry, I had to jerk my. Chris sat down and the whole desk shook. I had to move really quick. It's okay. All right, let's try to angle this in here. Okay, I think we got that. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now I wanted to just touch up inside of the inside of the cloak hood. Just a teeny tiny bit. I think that looks pretty good, to be honest with you. Man, I feel like he is just almost done. Now I do need to mix a little bit here in a minute. I need to do one more thing with the, it looks like I missed a tiny little bit of gray around the pendant. So I want to do that before I get too much further. Where did I put the gray? Gray was right here. We gotta paint the base today too. I forgot about that. Which I don't know what we're gonna do the base yet. Probably just black with some mud. I wish I had some flock because I would totally flock it, but that's going above and beyond what we're doing right now. Okay, so just need a tiny little bit because I just need. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Just a tiny bit of gray. Now all the rest of this touch-up is going to be the cloak. Now the hard part is going to be matching the red that maroon red that I made the first time, which is not going to happen, unfortunately. We won't be able to replicate that, but we will be able to get something that's reasonably close. So I've got a oxidized red here, like a rust red. I'm going to mix this with some black and see what I can't come up with here, because I need to just get a close proximity of what I had the other day. I apologize for the clearing of my throat constantly. I'm still recovering from nastiness. Okay. Now I need the black. That's a little too dark. So we're going to have to add some more red back into that. Even just a tiny bit of black was too much. But that's a fixable solution. Just mix a little more red in. And I always go back to the Bob Ross conversation of happy little accidents. That's pretty good right there. That's pretty close to what I had. We're just doing touch up at this point. All right, close this down. Get my brush back. Time to do some touch up. Mostly just in these tight little areas. Like right there. Around the belt. And then up here. Edge of the cloak. That's pretty good right there. A little bit of edging here. That's really good. I honestly think most of this is good around the edge here, but I need to touch that up. Okay. Looks like I got a little bit of touch up here. My phone's going crazy. Man, this looks good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with this so far. Man, I got a tiny little touch up over here. I don't know how I'm gonna do this part. I need some light. Looks pretty good. Honestly, I think I'm ready for the I'm ready for the black now to paint the base. And then we'll call this one done. I think we're just about wrapped with this one, and I'll probably be able to get a start on the other one, which I said Chris was going to paint, and I lied because I think I'm just going to go ahead and paint it because she's busy drawing. She's working on chapter 11 right now. You can probably hear her in the background coughing a little bit. She's not as sick as I am, but she's still sick. Getting over COVID, but she didn't get the chest infection that I got, which was fun. That was going to the doctor yesterday and getting antibiotics. All right, so I can probably use the wide brush here because we're going to be doing all the base here. I think I'm just going to do black. Where did I put the black? I can't quite get in there. I'm going to have to get the tiny little brush for those little intricate corners. My beard hairs are getting in the way. Oh, he's looking pretty good. All right, we need a tiny little brush because we got to get in here to the last little crevices back in there. Let's try this little guy here. Because I just got to get in there and get two tiny crevices. God, I'm going to have to start putting my beard in a tail. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just doing a final check around here. I think he's finished. And if I'm lucky, that bone is still good and I can use it on the other guy. It looks like it's still wet in there, so I'll probably just... Actually, I don't think the other one has any bones. We'll know in a minute. But I think I'm just giving him a once-over. I mean, I might be able to touch up the staff a little bit, maybe. But I don't really think I need to. There's a tiny little smidgen, which we'll look at here. There's a tiny little smidgen above the hand here where I mean, it's really not that bad though. I think I'm gonna call him good. I might change my mind. Let me go ahead and close this for now. Take a look at him for everybody. Get a little closer look. So we painted the base black. I think I'm just gonna paint all the bases black like that. And we've got basically, and I'll get high res photos up soon, but we can call him done, I think. So I'll be right back. I'm going to take a quick bio and get a drink, and then we're going to move on to the next miniature. I'm really happy with the way this guy turned out. One down, 120 something left. No, but you can watch videos without having an account. You just can't like videos and stuff. Yes. Si quieres interactuar con cosas. Yeah, All right, so I am back now, and I'm thinking about this guy. I don't think I actually need to do a because this could easily just be a human. So the hand, we can just make that a flesh-colored hand. So I don't need to make that bone, and I got flesh colors. Now we've got two main materials here. It looks like we've got a cloak and we have a robe. He's got a belt and a clasp. So it's very similar to the one we just did um, in some respects. But I'm going to do a quick Google search and see something here. Get all my paint out of the way so I can actually use my keyboard for a moment. I want to see some other painted miniatures, some other wizards, and see if I can get some inspiration for colors. Ooh, I don't mind this at all. This looks kind of cool. I could do that. Okay. Yeah, maybe. I kind of like that. Make him be like a druid, maybe. So we could give him like a brown cloak. We can have this be. Okay, I think I've got some ideas here. So we can have brown cloak for sure. Like a green robe, and then this pendant will be an emerald. We'll have a gold torque around it. Now for the belt's a little tricky. Might have that be turquoise or something, surrounded by the gray of the iron. Okay. And there's really, I mean, all he's got is one tiny little boot peeking out there that we'll have to be a little cautious with. So I think I'm going to do the inside of this helmet first, or cape, hood, whatever, because I want that, because it's the only black I'm going to use for the moment. So if I can get that painted, let's try, why is the tip off of this? I think we can use this one right here, I think. Might not use that one, actually. Upon further reflection. I mean, I can kind of use that, but where are the other brushes that I have from the other day? I'll be right back. These are my lower quality brushes, but they'll still work. I think I just want to use this one. It should give me what I want. That gives me the inside of that covered pretty good for now. Just so that I can get that shadowing out of the way, because I think that's the only black I need for the moment with this whole set. Oh, you know what I need though? That brown might be too brown. We'll check that in a minute. That's definitely going to be too brown. I need a forest green, which means I need to take my headset off and go find me a green. I'll be right back. All right, I think I like these. So let's I feel like I can get most of this green in here with this brush real quick before I switch to a smaller one. And I'll use this bigger brush for the cape because we got a lot of ground to cover back there. All right, so we're gonna go with a green base coat, and then we'll do highlights later. So for now, this is just gonna be a base coat that I do for this. Hopefully everybody can see. I kind of forgot to go back to my... So again, this is just the base coat. And then we're going to come in and do some highlighting later on. Okay. I'm going to have to get a tinier brush to get in here for some of this stuff. That's definitely still robe here. Yeah, I might have to get in there with a different brush. Alright, that's about as much as I can get with that brush. I'm going to move to a smaller one. Let's see, probably, where did that one go that I was using earlier? That's a little long. Let's try this one. Because at this point, I just need to get some... I can't quite... I think that's good. I gotta move this over here so I can get a little light into that nook. And you know what? There is a tiny little filament here from the 3D printing that we're gonna have to get a pair of tweezers to get rid of. And I gotta do that before I can paint. Give me 2 seconds here, everybody. I gotta take this and get a pair of tweezers and fix that. Actually, let me see if I can do it with a toothpick before I get up. You can't see it on the stream, but there's a tiny little... These were 3D printed. I got that one anyway. There's filaments. I totally got them with a toothpick. These are resin printed, so there was some filament left over. It's something. How do I get that off there? I do need a pair of tweezers. I'll be right back. All right, I have returned. So that got taken care of that. Let's go ahead and paint the front side of your chest, good sir. Which is going to be this part right here. Okay, that's pretty much what I want right here. We can deal with the belt later. Okay. That's the green. Now I'm going to try to do the cloak here. All right, let's see here. All right, got the big boy ready. It's time to paint this cloak. Now, this is just a base coat, which I feel like might be a little too light colored, but I'm just going to do this as a base, and then we'll end up putting washes and other stuff over it to give it more detail as we get into this. You guys probably can't see what I'm doing. I apologize for that. I just realized I'm not in the good camera position. I'm gonna have to get a smaller brush for that part. Alright, let's burn up the rest of that paint here. Now it's time to switch to a smaller brush for the rest of the cloak here. Ooh, I almost did a boo-boo there. Okay. That's the inner side of that. We gotta try to get ooh, that could have been bad. Panic moment. Okay. I think we got most of this, but we just gotta do a little bit more on the inner side of the think that's about all of the cloak that we can do for the moment. Let's go ahead and check my messages because my phone is beeping like crazy. All right, I'm back. So I don't know if I want to do anything more with this guy today. I suppose I could paint these staff and the tip of the boot just to get those done. I feel like that's going to be too dark. Yeah, I think that's too dark for what I want to do. I could use that for the boot, I guess. There is something on this. I'm not sure what it is. I gotta take this and check this out. There was like a... I gotta redo that. Alright, there's that boot painted. Go ahead and do the staff, and I think we'll call it good for the day. I need to remember which paints I use this time, so I have these set aside for the next time I do this guy. Yeah, let's do the staff. So let's bring out this brush, which worked pretty good for what I wanted to do earlier. Is that a thumb? I can't tell. I feel like that's just a filament. I don't know how I'm going to get in there to do this section. I got it. I lost my napkin. Oh, I got brown on the robe. Touch that up later. Not a lot, but I did get some brown on the robe there that I'll have to clean up. But I didn't get any on the hand, it looks like, so that's good. So I think we're good enough to call this a wrap for today. So for those of you following along, thank you for tuning in here on Twitch as we do live stream painting of the miniatures. These are going on our Etsy store, which we don't have up yet, but we will have up by the end of the month with a few miniatures and some of Christina's hand-painted stuff and sketches and the like. These are part of the Weave in the Void tabletop campaign. We're doing these hand-painted miniatures for our fans. If you want to support what we're doing, you can either subscribe here on Twitch, or you can also pick up a subscription over on Patreon. It's patreon.com/wandering hermits. We're doing point and click game, tabletop game, 5th edition setting and campaign modules, and of course the book series with chapters being published twice a month. On Thursdays, chapter 11 is out this Thursday. Christine is actually doing artwork for that as we speak. She's at the other side of the desk, obviously, working on that. And then I'm doing these miniature paintings every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central. And I do incarnate map making sessions every Monday at 5 p.m. Central. And don't forget tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central, we do our stand-ups for the week with my brother, talking about what we've worked on for the last week and what we're going to be working on in the week ahead. And of course, if you want to know more, you can always go over to the Patreon page, as mentioned, and check us out there. If you're watching this over on YouTube after the fact, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you get updates for future content in this series and beyond. And of course, join our Discord. Links are down there in the description text below. And if you want to see my face, you can tune into the other streams. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy miniature painting.